What is up, guys? Fahir here from AwesomeTuts.com, and I have a huge announcement for you. In my most popular course, you will learn how to create RPG and first-person shooter multiplayer games, and you can get that course at a huge discount. And this is not the best part. The best part is that I have created a special coupon code, and when you use it to enroll in the course, you will automatically be enrolled in my giveaway competition, and you will get a chance to win some cool prizes. What are those prizes? Well, first place is gonna get a 15-inch MacBook Pro. Second place is gonna get an iMac 27-inch with Retina 5K display. And third place is gonna get a 13-inch MacBook Pro. All you have to do to enroll in this competition is enroll in the course, and link to it is in the description below. You will also find another link to the video where I explain about the giveaway competition in more depth. In short, I will record myself drawing the winners and sending them their prizes depending on which places they are or they win, first, second, or third. So we'll see me sending these MacBook Pros, and you will see me announcing the winners, and I will post that on my YouTube channel. So again, first prize will win a 15-inch MacBook Pro. Second prize is 27-inch iMac with 5K Retina display. And third place is 13-inch MacBook Pro. What is up, guys? Fahir here from AwesomeTuts.com. And now that we have our player animations, let us program the player's movement and jumping. So if we go here in the scripts folder, right click, create a new folder, player scripts. Inside of this folder, right click and create a new C# script. Let's call it player, and attach it on the player right here. Hit apply so that this change applies to the prefab. What we need for our player? Well, we need to animate the player. We also need to be able to click on the screen and make the player jump. So before we continue to program, we need to add a UI button right here in the middle. So if we take our canvas, right click and go under UI and create a button, bam, here it is. This is our button. Now we need to resize it, so resize the button to be right here to fit the whole middle or one half of the screen. So this button needs to be on one half of the screen so that when we run our game, we have a button right here that we can click on. Now, this is very ugly. We don't want it to look like this. So first things first, remove the text from the button. We're also gonna rename this one to Jump BTN. So Jump BTN, this is the name of the button. And inside of the inspector panel of the button, here we have the color. We're gonna click on it, which is gonna open this pop-up window. And we are gonna set the alpha to 0, you see, which is gonna make the button transparent. It is still clickable, but it's not visible. So now we need to go here. Before we start typing anything, we need to type using Unity Engine UI because the button is under this UI. If we don't type it out, we will not be able to get the button, and we need to get it in order for us to program it for it to do something. So what we need is a private animator, which I'm gonna call anim. We also need a private boolean on left, on right, and a private boolean, so private bool jumped like this. Inside of the awake function, we are gonna, initialize these variables. So in the awake here, we are gonna say anim is equal to get component to get the animator component that is attached on the player. And we also need to get a reference to our button. But before that, I'm gonna say here on right is equal to true, on left is equal to false. This is to initialize on left and on right. These on left and on right are gonna determine the side on which we are. So it's gonna determine if we are currently on the right side or on the left side. And this is for the jump animation. So we will deal with this in a moment. Don't worry about that. What we need to do is create here a function. So public void jump. And this is the function that's gonna allow us to jump. And we need to add it to the button. by typing here game object, find the game object with the name jump btn like this. So if I go here in our Unity editor, we see that we named our jump button jump btn. So that's the same thing we need to type right here. Now pay close attention, this name right here that you put, so jump btn, this one right here, needs to match up with this right here. If you make a mistake, this will not work. But we need the button, and we are gonna get it as a component, so get component button like this, dot on click, dot add listener, and this listener takes a function name. So the function name is jump, which means that now we added jump to the button, which is the function, and it will be executed when we click on the button. Just so that I can, well, confirm my claims, I'm gonna say here printed, something like this. It's not important, but important is that we see that when we click on the button, this jump function right here will be called. In the console, we're gonna see all of that. Let me just go here and clear it. If I hit the play button, if I click somewhere here, bam, 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 bam. You see here, printed, it's being printed in the console, which means that actually this worked. So now our public void jump is the function that's gonna be executed when we, well, hit the button. So what we're gonna do in this jump function? Well, first, we are gonna say here if on right. So if we are on the right side when we press the jump button, we're gonna call our anim to play the jump left animation like this. Else, if we are not on the right side, which means we are on the left side, we're gonna call our anim to play jump right. And below here, we're gonna inform that we have jumped. So jumped is now equal to true. Why we are doing all of that? Well, the reason for it is because in the update function right here, we're gonna test if we did not jump. So if we currently did not jump, that means we are moving either on the left side or on the right side. So we're gonna test, are we moving on the right? So if on right, meaning we are moving on the right side, we're gonna call our anim to play run right animation. Else, our anim is gonna play the run left animation like this. So it's simple as that, but we are still not done because we need to go here in our Unity, select the player here, so select the player, and go here, we have jump left, we need to duplicate it, and now we need to rename it to jump right. So now we need to rename it, as I said, to jump right, but what we also need to do is we need to set here the speed to be negative. Why negative? Well, because when we use jump left, it will jump from the right to the left side. But now we have duplicated that same animation, which means that if we call jump right, it will again make the player jump from the right to the left. But we need him to, well, jump from left to right. That's why we are going to use the negative. And we will see this in a second. Now, before we continue or actually do anything, we need to add one more feature to our animation. So in the animation panel right here, we have our player. And here we have his jump left and jump right animation. Let me just go here inside of our assets. Then inside of our animations, right here, player animations, here it is. We have jump left, and run right. I need to duplicate this jump left and call it jump right because we need to be able to see this animation right here. So we need to be able to see this animation right here. We currently don't see it because we have here jump left, which uses jump left motion, which is the animation. So it's the animation itself. Jump right uses that same motion. We need to select jump right and select here jump right. You see this one right here, the one that we have just duplicated. It's the same animation, but we will play it backwards. Now, as I said, the reason why we need to do this is because we need to be able to see this animation. You see, we need to be able to see it right here because we have the player jump left, which is this one right here. And let me just go here. We have jump right. Actually, yeah, here it is, sprite. Let me just take a look at it. So this is jump right. Actually, it needs to be duplicated. Yeah, it will be when we, well, go in the code. So don't worry about that. What we need to do here is take the jump left and go here on the last frame. Click on this keyframe. You see this right here? This is, well, a motion or an event, function event that we are adding at the last frame. And that is going to be a function that we need to, well, create inside of our script. So right here below our public void jump, we are going to have void on left, and we're going to have void on right. So on left and on right. In on left, we're going to say on left is equal to true, on right is equal to false, and jumped is equal to true, or actually false again. Copy all of this here. In on right, we're going to do, well, the opposite. On left is false, on right is true, and jumped will be equal to false. So if we go back in Unity and here select that event so that you can see it like this as I see it in the inspector panel. So now you have a function to select. So I'm going to select here, this is jump left animation. So we have the jump left. Here we are going to call on left. As you can see here, we need to call on left. And for the right animation, so for the right one, we need to call on right. So if I go here, we have run, actually this is not run, jump right. Here it is, jump right. We need to add that event here at the beginning. Why at the beginning? Well, because we're going to play this animation in backwards. We will see this in a second. So if I hit here, add the keyframe, click on it. So you need to click the keyframe and select the function on right. So now we are good to go to test all of this out, and then I will explain it again line by line and what is going on. So if I hit the play button, you see here, I hit the play button. If I click here to jump, we will go to this animation as we just saw. Go here. As you can see now, we have a problem. That problem is the following, because this jump right needs to, well, have this loop time unchecked. Actually, this one right here too. So let me just run right, run left. Let me just see what is the problem here. So we have on right, on left is false, on right is true, and jumped will be equal to false. This is what we did, and I think this is okay. So let me just go back here in the animation, jump right. Here is our animation on right. It's calling on right. This should work. So let me just go here, hit the play button. Okay. Yeah, now it's working. I don't know why it did not work a moment ago, but the important thing is, well, let me just take the jump left. Did I turn off loop time? So turn off the loop time from jump left, and also turn off loop time from jump right. And let me just test it out again. Yeah. The problem was the loop time. Now, what is loop time and how do you actually deactivate it? Well, double click on the animation. You will have these options here to deactivate the loop time. Loop time, it will make the animation loop over and over and over again. So we do not want that. Let me now explain what is going on. When we hit the play button, you see our game is running, the player is running on the right side, which means that our run right animation is being played. When we run the game, the awake function will be called. Now here we are getting the jump button, adding the listener, which means the function that will be executed when we press the button, and we are getting the component animator. But we are also setting on the right side to be true, on left is false, because initially when we run the game, our player is on the right side. In the update function, if we did not jump, the default value of a Boolean is false. If we don't type here like this, if we don't type is equal to true, the default value will be false. So if we did not jump before, so if we did not jump, this is false. That means we are running. So if we are on the right side, we will play the run right animation. If we are on the left side, we will play run left. When we jump, if we are on the right side, we will jump to the left side. Otherwise, if we are not on the right, meaning we are on the left, we will jump to the right side. So what is going to actually, yeah, jump to the right. Sometimes I get confused, right, left, up and down, so on and so forth. We also created events, so animation events here. Inside of the animation itself, you see here, we have created these. which means these events will be called when the animation hits that frame. You see, when the animation hits that frame, it will call that, well, event, which is actually this function. So when we get to the last frame, in this case, we are playing the animation backwards. And when I say backwards, if I set this to be negative, or actually 2.5, notice what's going to happen. So we are going to jump here. You see what is happening? You see which problem do we have here? Because we are not playing the animation backwards. We are not playing the animation backwards, this jump right, and in order to play it backwards, we simply need to set the negative to the speed. Because we are using the jump left animation. You see, the motion is from the jump left. We just duplicated, renamed it to jump right, which means that is the same animation. If you want to play it backwards, set the speed to negative. It will start playing it from the back. So it will not start from the front or the beginning of the animation. It will start from the back, which means from here. It will start from here and go to here, which means that the first frame will actually be the last frame because we are playing from backwards. When I say from backwards, if we have here 60 frames, that means backwards we will play from frame 60 to frame 0. So frame 0 is the last frame, and here is where we are putting the on right, this one right here, function to be called, which means we are not on the left side anymore, we are on the right side, and we did not jump. So when the animation ends, it calls this event, and these get executed. Jump is false, and when the jump is false, notice the exclamation mark will make what's after it the opposite. So jumped here is false, but the exclamation mark here is making it true, because it's making the opposite. What's opposite of false? It's true. So if we did not jump and we are on the right side, play the run right animation. If we did not jump and we are not on the right side, meaning we're on the left side, play the run left animation. When we jump, if we are on the right side, that means jump to the left side. When we jump and we are not on the right side, that means we are on the left side, then play jump right. So jump to the right side. And as you can see here, jumped is true because while we are in the air, we don't want to play run right or run left animation. As you can see with a couple of lines of code, these are not that many lines of code, these are 20 or so lines of code, we managed to make our player jump from the left to the right. But if we did all of this in our code, we will need to calculate where the player is when he lands, how we are gonna animate him. So it's gonna, or that would be complicated, but like this, it's very, very simple. You see the players jumping from left to right and right to left with just a couple of lines of code, as you see right here. So it's really easy to do this with animations, and we don't have to do anything complicated. Now we can also use space. Let me just take this right here. So all of this right here, and inside of our update, right below where we are testing if we did not jump, we can test if input get key down, key code space, so space, if we press the space key on our keyboard, we're gonna do the same thing right here. So that same thing is actually jump, and we can test it out. So if I go back here, hit the play button, I'm hitting space now and I'm jumping. You see, hitting space and jumping, hitting space and jumping, hitting space and jumping, and you get my point. And you can watch these animations being played right here. Notice when we run the game, you see run right is being played. When I jump, you see jump from the left or jump from the right to the left, animation played, and it is indicated with this bar right here. You see the blue thing that is filling, this is the bar indicating which animation is being played. So now we are on the left side because we have triggered on left. On left is true, on right is false, and when on right is false, as you can see here, we're gonna play run left. Which animation is playing? Run left. When we jump, you see we jumped from left to right, and the jump right animation was being played because when we jump, we are testing if we are not on the right side, that means we are on the left, jump to the right side. Fahir here from awesometoots.com. I will catch you guys in the next video. Before we end this video, don't forget that you can enroll in my most popular course, Create Your First RPG and First-Person Shooter Multiplayer Game in Unity. Link is in the description below. And when you enroll in the course, you will also enroll in my giveaway competition and get a chance to win one of my cool prizes. First place will win a 15-inch MacBook Pro. Second place will win iMac 27-inch with 5K Retina display. And third place will win a MacBook Pro 13-inch laptop. Now, all you have to do to enroll in the giveaway and get a chance to win one of these cool computers is enroll in the course. Again, link is in the description below.